This is a Podco original.
This is the first episode that I'm aware of where there's another teacher other than Mr. Larry Tate.
Before Wizards and the pilot I did beforehand, I couldn't get an audition for Disney Channel to save my life.
You know what I just realized?
Yeah.
Harper and Yulia, my wife, are very similar. We were told you're not allowed to refer to him as The Rock. What do you say?
Because I'm crass. I don't know.
What's another?
My grandma's not proud. And we're on a podcast, and David is schwitzing his balls off.
I am schwitzing a little bit, everybody.
It doesn't help that we're drinking hot coffee. It's really good, though.
Yeah, but it's from the Bigfoot Cafe, so.
I can't.
Yeah, you can, Jen. And by the way, we have merchandise now.
Do you remember what it is?
Yes, the BigfootCafe.com. There it is.
No, I meant the different kinds of coffee.
Oh, yeah. There's 3 different kinds of coffee. They're delicious. And we also have different products, too.
Yeah, you do. Well, your whole store, connected to your coffee shop, is so great.
Well, now we're doing it online because a lot of people were like, hey, we want to buy the stuff. So now the BigfootCafe.com, everybody.
Accoutrement. Okay. So season 2, episode 15 is what we are rewatching today. Art Teacher, which first aired March 1st, 2009, written by Todd J. Greenwald, our creator, and directed by Victor Gonzalez. So Mom is away. Teresa's away. So Jerry cancels the wizard lesson.
But technically she's not away because
where did we say she
we
was?
see her later.
Oh, that's right.
Usually when it's like, hey, your dad is
away
on
for
a thing,
she's on a spa trip or
then,
something.
Then you're not in that episode and not getting paid, But this episode, she pops up later.
That's true.
Yeah.
But she's away in this moment.
And of course, I'm like, Maria only did 2 scenes and she got paid for the episode. Disney. Okay, sorry. I apologize already for my sweating. I'm sorry.
He's going to spitz the whole rewatch. And maybe more. So the wizard's lesson, he cancels it in favor of playing spell roulette, where the kids randomly choose a spell from the spell book, and we just see what happens. Max picks Def Leppard Animalis, which comes from, obviously, the band Def Leppard's Animal.
All of the spells were very much
early on.
That were music related.
Yeah, early on. Well, right? But also too, if you talk to most of our writers, I mean, Peter Murietta is obsessed with Keith Richards, and he has a Keith Richards ring, and a lot of our writers were just kind of cool punk rock hipster, so they were big music fans.
They were really cool.
They were super cool comedy writers. Coming from a super cool person, takes one to know one, which turns Max into a dog. Jerry introduces Undo Dust, which helps reverse a spell. So I love that he cancels the wizard lesson, but he kind of doesn't because he's teaching them inadvertently.
That's what happens.
That's what happens on Waverly Place, which helps reverse a spell in case a wizard forgets how to reverse it. Alex chooses Rain On, Chain On, which binds both Justin and Jerry in chains, and takes $25 from Justin's wallet to go spend her allowance.
Right.
So later,
she doesn't take it from me, but then she says you have to pay. Dad has to pay Justin back because
you're like Mr. Napkin Head from The Holiday.
I'm so hot. When I do this,
no, hold on. Put the napkin on your face and put the glasses over. You know what I'm talking about, right, Mr. Napkin Head?
Mr. Napkin Head. Is this
from The Holiday? No, this is from The Holiday. So do that, and then put your glasses back on, and then
for those of us who can't see,
Mr. Napkin Head.
I'm Mr. Napkin Head.
I love it. Well, Jude Law plays like a hot dad in that, and you're a hot dad. Come on.
Well, I did in Wizards. We did a pancake face guy.
Oh yeah,
right?
Which was a little bit more Silence of the Lambs than Napkin Head.
It was a little.
Pizza face would have definitely been a little. Just fits. It's fine.
I'm sorry. It's. Whatever. Everybody just accept the sweat. What are you going to do?
So, David is sweating here. The Russos are back in Tribeca Prep, and we meet Alex in art class, which is the only class that she's ever really enjoyed. Yes, go, please.
So, am I correct in saying, and this is later, there was an art class where Greg Sulkin and Selena met.
Yes.
And that was an episode that I directed.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because this is
it's a different teacher, right?
Yeah. I don't even remember who the teacher was there, but this is the first episode that I'm aware of where there's another teacher other than Mr. Larry Tate, right?
That's correct.
Janet just told me
otherwise,
to shut up.
No, I didn't. That's just my voice. No, but no, because it's true. Mr. Larry Tate was the principal. He was the teacher for everything. Like, yeah, he was the teacher. So we meet our teacher, who's Miss Major Healy, excuse me, urges the rest of the class to be more spontaneous like Alex. And then we have TJ, Daryl Sabera, back.
Who's back from the old episode that he was on where he was, I think, the first other wizard.
Yes, and he was using magic to like take advantage of things. And, he was using magic willy-nilly. Willy-nilly.
All over the place.
And then he returns to show us his last episode because remember he'd always go, "I'll show you."
Right. Oh God.
It was a bad. I know it was bad. It was a bad gag. I didn't love it.
Well, you just did it now, but I almost was like, I'm not going to say that because I'll show you, Daryl Sabaris. I say his name wrong.
No, but like you can't. It's like one of those things where it's like the gag is not that funny, but it like is infectious of saying it.
Yeah, but it's mean of the writers to do. But it's like, but it's
that was
funny.
his whole shtick, though. That was his whole character.
I get it. And in the very episode, the very first scene of this episode, he says it, and then we say that's not.
It's not funny.
We're not funny, right?
It's not funny. The gag doesn't play. I remember all the rehearsals and like during the rehearsals and the run-throughs and stuff, like you're trying to see if a joke works or not. And they just kept pounding that one into the ground. And it was like, is the gag that it's not funny and he's trying to make it funny? Like it just never really read 1,000%. It made him
annoying. It made him annoying.
Yeah. But he was supposed to be annoying though, I guess.
Yeah, no, in that episode for sure.
Okay, so when the art teacher urges Alex to help clean the classroom, the teacher's looking away. Alex pulls her wand out of her boot, which she always did, and uses the spell clean it up, wash it down, scrub it up, oh no, which instantly cleans the classroom. When Miss Major Healy asks how Alex cleaned it so quickly, Alex covers by saying she's a competitive cleaner.
And her name is Major Healy.
Yeah.
Like from the Bewitched, right?
Yeah. It was either a music reference or it was some kind of like old 60s, 70s sitcom reference.
Right. Did you guys get that? Did you guys? I don't think
I'm sure somebody did.
Well, I guess there's, I mean, like, all the old, movies and stuff and all those reference, better than me. But the Major Healy, did you guys know that was from Bewitched? Question mark?
I feel like sometimes they did that for the parents. You know what I mean? Because that was something that I've heard about Wizards that I'm always really happy about. Is the fact that they go, a lot of those shows I couldn't watch with my kids, but Wizards I could because I felt like there was stuff for me.
And I always say, if a parent comes up and says, I watched that show, I actually watched it with my kids. I always say, I'm sorry.
I do too.
As a joke, because I get a laugh.
I make the same joke. I do. That was weird. We high-fived and fist bumped.
Sorry, I had my sweat rag in my hand,
I don't
Jen.
care. I've touched worse bodily fluids. Okay. So, Max, you're welcome.
Wait. Alex's painting, what she's painting, I think is hysterical because it looks really cool.
Yeah.
It's like a kind of a row of dots that are different colors, and the teacher says, "Oh, that's really great," you know. And she said, "Oh, I was just painting basically the palette." Which I thought was really funny.
Well, but and also to one of our PAs who did like the graphic novel, not graphic novel, but like one where like Harper was painted like a comic book, which I still have that picture, and like a bunch of artwork.
Yeah.
She was one of our PAs was super talented. I wonder if she painted that because I wouldn't be surprised.
Very possible.
They got her to do stuff like that all the time. So we're now with Max and Justin. Max asked Justin to sign an excuse note for him to skip PE, saying he has mono-orangosis, which makes him colorblind to the color orange.
I just remembered.
I know. Yeah. Mono-orangosis, baby. A girl named Chelsea approaches Max with sympathy for his condition, as Chelsea is played by Gillian Jones, who went on to also appear on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Good Luck Charlie, and The Thundermans.
Really?
So, yeah. Well, it was, I feel like once you kind of got in the door, because like before Wizards and the pilot I did beforehand, I couldn't get an audition for Disney Channel to save my life.
Really?
No. Like my agents tried. They didn't want to see me. They didn't get me. But I felt like once they kind of knew you, they liked using you in multiple places.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I was not in the child zone. So, but there were things for me in a similar way that when I was auditioning, if a certain network liked you, like if you auditioned or you did something good for NBC, then you'd be on the NBC list.
yeah,
You know,
it was very similar.
Yeah.
Because you would be on the NBC list for guest spots too, right? Or like reoccurring.
Yeah, for everything. I mean, they would be like, we like this person, we want to use them.
Because when I was coming up, it wasn't as much like that anymore. But Disney kind of was like the last people like holding on to that, I feel like. Anyway, so at the loft, Harper and Alex are in their pajamas. Harper has big plans to make their own purses at the sleepover, but Alex would rather watch TV.
You know what I just realized?
Yeah.
Harper and Yulia, my wife, are very similar. Like we just had at the cafe, we had a make your own sticker event.
I saw that. I wanted to go.
It was so cool. So we had all these kids there and adults.
And Jennifer.
And you would draw whatever you wanted, and then you would put it on a stick-em thing, wax paper, and then when you put it together, you had your own sticker.
That's great. I mean, look at my water bottle. I love a sticker.
But this is it's a very Harper thing. I didn't put that together until just now. Okay.
And there's sometimes Yulia gets to wear, and it's a parameter I've set for myself, but like she'll wear patterns or something that I think looks so good on her, but I know I can't wear it because people will be like, you're just like Harper, you know? So it's like, I can't wear anything with like fruit or produce on it. I can't wear anything with like vegetables. Not that there's a ton of stuff I want to wear like that, but like, I'm very cognizant of not wearing things like that.
So your wardrobe now is dictated by what your character wore back then.
Not dictated, but there's been times where I'll see a dress and I really like it and maybe it has tomatoes on it. And I'm like, I can't wear that.
That is so funny.
I can't wear that because I can't wear tomato. I can't wear produce.
Well, you know what I didn't realize I'm not just talking about the cafe so everybody knows about the cafe, but
I don't believe
when I opened the cafe, people were like, oh, Jerry Russo's got a sub shop. It's got a thing.
It's true.
Like, and I didn't put that together.
Yeah, because you sell sandwiches and stuff. But also, too, like that's kind of a fun thing, right? Yeah. To add to that. You go to the Waverly substation.
Yes,
I think it's fun. Versus like there's old bag Jennifer wearing fucking tomatoes or whatever, So anyway, the doorbell rings and it's Miss Major Hilly who exclaims that Alex is a wizard. Alex and Harper try to cover poorly. The teacher reveals that she knows that TJ is also a wizard. She asks Alex for her help, revealing that she and TJ dated over the summer.
Which, when I first heard that,
it was weird. It was weird.
So creepy that a teenager is dating the
when there's also too like
teacher.
I wonder because Disney was so like on top of it about not letting us do subjects like that. So the fact that they let that go because we very quickly the next sentence are like, I was 16, I'm a 16-year-old and a 40-year-old's body.
Right.
But there's just been so many things of like teachers like with younger boys and like, don't put the hot it's water. Oh, you poor thing. You're having a hot flash.
I'm okay.
He's having a hot flash, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it?
You are. You're going through menopause.
Is it hot in here?
It is a little svitzy in here.
I don't have boob sweat yet.
Yeah, I do, and swamp ass. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Grandma. Wherever you are. Okay, so she asked for help because she is a 16-year-old girl trapped in the worst of all things, a 40-year-old woman's body.
Right.
So in the wizard's lair, Jerry is enjoying Teresa's absence by watching the rodeo. Okay, I love this moment.
Oh my God, yeah.
I
watching
love this
that old
moment.
classic TV, tube TV thing.
Yeah, and you've got a cowboy hat and you're like talking about the rodeo. I love that they bring the rodeo back because remember like Jerry's thing that he wanted to do, his backup plan was to be a rodeo clown.
Right, exactly.
I love that did you regret telling them the Saddle Ranch story? Because I feel like they really...
It's silly. It's silly.
I like it though.
That fun fact, that chair, the lazy boy, they have on the new show on the
Oh, do they really?
What is it called? The sequel.
Yeah.
They found all the original furniture.
That's cool.
It was like in a warehouse or something.
I remember when they were wrapping up the show and it was like our last few weeks. And I remember one of the costume people grabbed me and they were like, look, they're going to put all this in a vault and nobody's going to be allowed to have it. You can take whatever you want.
Like wardrobe-wise or stuff-wise?
Yeah. So I packed my car full of my little red Prius. I packed it full of as much stuff as I could. And I tried to take as much of the costumes that I could.
A lot of times what Disney or other shows will do, they'll have
goes in the vault.
Well, or they'll have we're selling everything.
Well, they did that sometimes, but that was not with like hero pieces. That was like with the T-shirts
with other
stuff.
But you would go but here's the thing, like this is going to the vault or going away or going into a storage thing. Yeah. And they would sell like, you would think it would be like $5 a shirt or something that they're charging you. They should be giving it away for free, but they would charge like $20 a shirt, you know, and then that would go, I guess, back to the budget. They would recoup that, you know.
Don't tell David about the current inflation prices. We're sure it's cost way more than $20.
I was told that I wasn't allowed to have my wardrobe. And I think I got angry. And then they said, you can have whatever you want. So now, and I've worn some of the Jerry Russo's.
You've worn a lot
clothes.
of them.
I am wearing it. I'm wearing Jerry Russo's underwear right now. No, I'm kidding.
That he's sweating through.
But I took some of the wardrobe, which I was very happy about. Okay, continue.
Alex sneaks into the lair to get the undue dust to attempt to turn Miss Major Healy back to her 16-year-old self. We've lost David to paper towels. Alex sprinkles the undue dust on Miss Major Healy, who promptly turns into Jenny's. Jesus Christ.
Go on, Jen. So for people who are just listening, I have paper towel on my head because I am sweating my brains out right now. Literally. Go on, Jen. Hold on. Oh, here's Jen's favorite thing. Look, I'm a napkin guy. Hello?
I'm fucking crying. I can't.
That's so funny. You know what I normally do? I normally drink ice water, but we don't have any ice. Jen Stone is crying. Oh my God, I've achieved my goal.
I'm sweating my balls off too. I just don't show it quite as much. No, I don't. No, I just have swamp ass and boob sweat. It's really, it's very toasty. The studio is on fire today.
The very special sweaty episode. Okay.
I feel like all of our recent rewatches have just been off the rails. I'm not mad at it. Other people might be, but I can't help you. Okay, so Alex grabs the undue dust from the wizard's lair while you are riding rodeo clowns. You're not riding rodeo clowns.
I'm riding the chair and watching the old TV. But I'm not riding. Now I can only picture myself riding a clown. Thank you, Jen.
Okay. All right, so Alex sprinkles the undue dust on Miss Major Healy, who promptly turns into Jenny, a cute, bubbly, squeaky teenage girl. And I'm not calling her Squeaky. They call her Squeaky.
Yeah, they call her Squeaky. And that actress, she was very nice. But, I mean, like they said, be annoying. And she did a very good job of being annoying. Well, did you ever experience anyone like that in your life where they were?
All the time.
Oh, my God.
All the time. It's, you know that whole like they go low, you go high.
Yeah.
They go high, I go low. So like what I mean by that is the fact that like if their energy's up here, no. If their energy's up here, I like feel like I have to compensate by being like super just like sardonic and like sarcastic and you know.
You're good at that.
To a fault sometimes. But yeah, no, I always tell people don't call me Jenny because that bitch has pigtails and like jumps. I'm just not that person.
Yeah, and I'm not a Dave.
You're not a Dave. You're not a Dave.
Yeah.
You're not a Dave. We had a Dave on set, and you were not a Dave. But yeah, perky people, I don't really know what to do with. It's not my natural setting.
Would you say I'm perky? I mean, I have energy.
You have energy. You're not perky. Yeah. The perky people, to me, perky people are just like, yeah, and there's just like they're like dead behind the eyes. Like there's just nothing there. I have nothing to talk about with that. I don't know what that is. That's like cocaine or something. I don't know what that is. Okay, so that's snow. Anyway, children's show. So Alex sprinkles the undue dust on Miss Major Healy, who promptly turns into Jenny, the cute, bubbly, squeaky teenage girl. Alex urges Jenny to not tell anyone she's a wizard, and Harper kind of gets why TJ broke up with her because she's. I have to say, I love that, like, because Harper could be very upbeat. Like I used to call it like pixie stick acting because I would have to like get so much energy. I'd have to do jumping jacks. I'd have to dance around to get the Harper energy sometimes.
Yeah, but you've calmed down. Your character has. Whoa! Things are just off the rails, everybody.
Falling apart today.
Is that you got that?
I got it.
Okay.
Okay. So, but no, I. Here's the thing. Harper was very upbeat, but I felt like that masked her like this is, of course, my like drama actor thing where I'm like, Harper had a backstory, but like the whole thing about like her family and stuff like that, right? So I think there was like a darker underbelly to the bright, colorful.
Yes, I agree. Is this the episode?
No, it's not that one.
Oh, so fucking funny.
It's the next one.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
But
It's good.
we have to say it now.
Yeah.
You like
and helping hand.
Yeah, you say something and you're like, no, Mom, I didn't do it. Oh, wait, what would you know what the line is? Or?
Yes. She's getting very excited about collecting ribbons for doing good deeds, but the good deeds are like nothing. They're like opening a door or like picking up litter. Or it's like whatever.
And this actress is in that episode
yeah,
too.
she is. And we just never talk about it. Dragging the dog. But she... Alex says something of like, why do you collect ribbons? Don't collect the ribbons, whatever. And Harper goes, well, it feels good to be appreciated, Mom, or like something like that, right?
Yeah,
like
it feels good to be appreciated, Mom.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh God, that was so funny.
No, it was a good. I loved when Harper did her like because she was so upbeat and like and warm and fuzzy and all those kind of things. So when the darkness came out, I love, and I feel like Peter kind of put that in because of my dark and twisty little shelf. Anywho, back to this week's rewatch.
Guess what? One of my favorite people's coming up.
I wonder who that could be.
I was so geeking out on her.
I'm sure you were. So at Tribeca Prep, Alex approaches TJ and tells him she knows he turned Jenny into a 40-year-old woman and that it's wizards like him who are going to get magic exposed. Mr. Larry Tate asks Alex to spread the word that art class is canceled because Jenny/Miss Major Healy texted in her resignation, which Mr. Larry Tate didn't even know he got text messages.
On his little phone, which was really funny. But you can't make that joke now. I mean, like that's a joke that timely.
What phone did you have at the time? Do you remember?
A Nextel. It was like a.
I think I had a BlackBerry, which I kind of missed the little keyboard. I like the keyboard.
I never was able to do the BlackBerry. That was more advanced. But I didn't really text on my phone. I didn't. I mean, you could on this particular phone.
You don't really
I'm referring
text
to
on this phone too, though. You do the voice memo thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I can text on the iPhone. But the Nextel, a friend of mine worked there.
Is that company? I don't.
No, it doesn't exist. Yeah. Sprint. They merged with Sprint, and it was like really durable, and I would wear it. I think on my hip.
You did. Had a little clip. You did. You had a little clip. Oh God, you're such a dad. You were such a dad.
I'm Jerry Russo. What do you want from me?
Yeah. He's got a sandwich shop. He has a little clip on his thigh.
Who's coming up now?
So, in the sub shop. Wait, hold on. Got to go back a second. Alex tells Jenny that she wants her to be her art teacher, Miss Major Healy, again, so that Alex can stay in art class so she doesn't end up on the street, since it's the only class that Alex actually enjoys. Jenny is just enjoying being a teenager and doesn't want to go back to being a teacher. Now, we're where you want to be. In the sub shop, Justin is taking order from the one and only Misty May Treaner, a 3-time Olympic gold medalist for volleyball. And as of August 2012, 3 years after she was on Wizards, she was the most successful beach volleyball player, having won 112 tournaments.
Oh, amazing.
Very impressive.
So talented. And when she was there, I got to like bump and set with her. I got to play. I was wild. And we all took a picture with
her medals.
With her medals.
Yeah.
With the gold.
With the gold medals. It was so, because she was holding up the medals. And so Justin geeks out on Misty as she's trying to order, then tries to play it cool. Misty is looking for Max.
Who has
mono orange Josephs. So Justin assumes she's there because he stole one of her gold medals or something, but Missy's actually there because her niece is the girl Chelsea, who felt bad for him for having mono orange Josephs. So she thought she saw that on a telethon one time.
Wait, Chelsea's the one who is there? It's a different
girl.
Yeah,
different blonde, bubbly girl.
Sorry.
No, how dare you? How dare you not be able to differentiate
I'm
blonde,
sorry.
bubbly
And
girls?
you know, Misty was very normal. I mean,
she's super chill.
Yeah, but very natural. I'm talking about being
her
acting, you know.
Some of it.
Okay, Jen.
No, but there were sometimes where you're like, she's an athlete. She's an athlete. She's not an actor. And that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. I'm a bitch. It's fine. Okay, whatever.
No. You're not a bitch.
Listen, a bitch.
Typically, sports people who do acting are not the best. And you know who's great is his brother plays for the Jets. He played for the Colts.
You are barking up the wrong tree if you want me to have the answer to this.
I'll think of his name. But he does sports commercials and stuff. And he's really funny. Does anybody in the room know who I'm talking about?
Is this one of the family? Like
They're two brothers.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I can't remember.
No one gives a shit. Okay. No.
Oh my God.
We do care. I'm just, okay. I'll just see myself out. We're just sweating into a puddle. Okay. So she thought she'd come and cheer him up since she saw Mono Orange Juice, she thinks, on a telethon once.
Which I love the fact that
all these celebrities want to come
are coming. Yeah.
This disease is. Yeah, it's very on point. Max is skeptical that it really is Misty May Treaner and asks her to prove it by guessing how many fingers he's holding up. But the problem is he goes like this. How many fingers am I holding?
Yeah, but you know what that is?
What?
When you're playing volleyball, the person.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yes.
Oh, I totally. That went over my head.
So, like the server or whatever, usually if you're playing two man
Yeah.
or two women or two person, whatever it is, when you're standing close to the net, you do like a little sign, like a catcher sign. You know, if you put like one finger out, it means I'm gonna set you up to the right, and you can spike to this way.
See, this is
so
how I
there's
don't
like
know
a code
sports. I don't know
that they have. That's why I thought it was so funny.
Oh, that went right over my head. I just thought it was Max being Max.
Well,
but that's even better.
But it also is Max being Max because
but
it has nothing to do with
make it layered and add multiple things.
I thought it was funny.
No, it was funny. So Misty takes Max to go hang out to distract him from his disease and asks Justin to cover Max's shift. Back at Tribeca Prep, Alex begs Mr. Larry Tate to not cancel art class because if kids can't express themselves in a controlled environment, they'll end up on the streets.
Which is funny. I like that they did that twice.
Mr. Larry Tate is impressed with Alex that she is showing passion for something other than getting out of schoolwork. Mr. Burp. This is the most polished episode. Oh, and it was like cucumber and salmon.
Oh.
And coffee. Oh.
And cheese. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Gross. Mr. Larry Tate says, it ain't no thing but a chicken wing, and says he can pull some strings. So,
but isn't he going to be the teacher?
Eventually.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll get there. Always jumping ahead. Always jumping ahead. He then gives Alex a basket of doodads and knickknacks to cheer him up for his disease to give to Max. She dumps the stuff out of the basket and goes, I'll just give him a basket. Then Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shows up at Tribeca Prep and asks Alex where he can find Max and introduce himself as Dwayne Johnson.
Here's the thing. When we were told that Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, was coming, I'm not sure he was like, he did like maybe.
He did the Tooth Fairy movie.
Tooth Fairy with
Madison Pettis.
Madison Pettis, who's amazing, so sweet.
Yes.
And I did a movie mostly ghostly with her. And we were told, you're not allowed to refer to him as The Rock. You're not allowed to
I remember
say
that.
That was
because I think it was the Tooth Fairy movie he'd done, which was like a sequel to something. And then The Game Plan was the one with Madison Pettis.
And he was in, I think his Escape to Witch Mountain, the remake of that was like a big thing for him.
But it was his Disney era.
Yeah, and I love his hair is hysterical. His hair is like, I don't know, almost fake, the hair. You know?
It was a little weird.
And then in his dialogue, he says, I'm an actor. I'm the actor, Dwayne Johnson.
Well, because
I do acting. But it was almost as if, and I wrote this down. I have notes. I forgot my notes. It's almost as if he was there to specifically tell people that he was an actor, not a wrestler anymore. You know, it was interesting to have that. And I remember when I met him for the first time, I shook his hand. And his hand was like 4 times the size of my hand.
He's a large guy.
And then his arm, I even said this to him. I said, your arm is like my thigh. It's huge.
Yeah.
I think he liked it. Okay, go on. Sorry.
But it's also interesting to me too, because it's like people come full circle, right? Where it's like at the time he was so differentiating himself as being an actor from wrestling. But now since with like, you know, anniversaries with WWE and stuff, he's gone back. Like him and John Cena have gone back and like done things in that universe.
And he produced a movie about
it was
a real
so good. Fighting
life,
with My Family.
Yeah, so good. If you guys haven't seen
it's
that,
really
it's
good.
really
With
a good one.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
Okay. So so he's there. She assumes that he's a plumber trying to fix the broken water fountain, and he says, "No, I'm the actor, Dwayne Johnson." And she responds that her hobby is poking things with a stick.
There it is.
There it is. But until she can make that lucrative, she's staying in school, and he's also going to have a backup job as a plumber, so she understands.
And it's interesting because like I think 1 or 2 episodes, there's like a water fountain right there, like a little downstage.
Yeah, it's like right at the fourth wall.
Yeah, when it's convenient, there's a water fountain, right?
Yeah. So Dwayne says that acting is his only job and that Alex seems like a nice girl and agrees to make a look at the fountain before he finds Max to cheer him up about his mono orange Joseph, which he thinks he read about on the internet. Alex then screams and points, "Look, it's the famous actor Dwayne Johnson fixing our fountain," and immediately runs away while he gets mobbed by students. Why she did that, I have no idea.
Well, I think to get away from him. So I don't know exactly why, but again, it was as if someone said to the writers, point out that he's a famous actor, you know?
Yeah.
As if he needed that. Okay,
well, but at the time, like I said, he was a few movies in, right?
Yeah. No, he was not.
He was not He was not Dwayne Johnson at that point.
Right.
All right, so Justin tells on Max to Jerry that he's getting all these gifts and attention from people for faking an illness, but Jerry only hears Misty May Treaner and rushes to the loft to see if it's true.
Clearly, I got excited.
He did. Art imitated life. In the loft, Jerry finds Misty and geeks out. She empathizes with Jerry about how hard it is for the family with Max's condition. Jerry goes with Max's lie, and Justin gets upset that they're both lying to make him seem unsupportive. So Misty's like, "How dare you, Justin, be unsupportive to Max's condition?"
Right, and David's trying to get everybody to see the truth.
The truth. Yeah.
And by the way, when I find out Misty May Trainer's upstairs, I do a very good visual joke, in my opinion. I'm holding the tray and I throw it up in the air. Yeah.
It's your physical comedy. Yeah. You're good at physical comedy.
I can, Jen.
Well, the Lord's work. So then the doorbell rings and it's Chelsea, who reveals that she looked online and that Mono Orange Joseph isn't real. Jerry chases after her to sign his arm, or Max, anything that she'll sign. And Misty May and Chelsea leave. We're almost there. Back in art class, Mr. Larry Tate reveals he will now teach art class and that the students are to paint him in his cowboy suit and that art is all about pre-planning and being exact. I know. Alex says she doesn't think art is about being exact, but about everyone's interpretation and a place to express themselves where words can't.
How do you feel about that? Because art, I guess, is subjective, right? One time I went to Europe and I went to a modern art museum and there was a trash can on the wall. And I was like, that's not cool. To me,
there has to be some kind of skill involved.
But this is also back in the day. Yeah. And now I'm, I think I can see into, that's a long pause, everybody. I'm sorry. I think I'm better because of Yuligan, because I've seen more art and stuff that I'm taking it in a little more differently. My perspective is a little different.
I'll say this. Modern art is not my favorite because I like seeing things I can't do. So if it's like, for example, I know there was like a big brouhaha years ago when modern art first started to get, or modern art as it stands now, where it was like a little piece of twine or rope that literally not even on a canvas was nailed to a wall.
Right.
And I was like, I can't get behind this because part of what I love about art is, like, my favorite movement is the Impressionists because there's so much skill involved and there's so much, and to me, art is about expressing feeling in a way that words can't.
Yeah.
That to me is what art is.
And then the other thing is like the art too is like, it's not about you.
No.
It's about the artist expressing and doing and it could be their own.
And that's why, like, thing, modern art not being my favorite doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Because it's about that artist having that emotion, releasing that emotion in whatever way they see fit. And then through doing that in that release causes other people to reflect on their own emotions, their own feelings, learn about how they view the world or take a step outside themselves and view a different viewpoint.
Right.
I'm a big artsy. I love
that. Regarding art, I took Dylan to Paris, and we went into the Louvre, and I really wanted her to see the Mona Lisa. Yeah. And, I don't know if you've been there, but
I have. It makes me crazy.
Yeah, you're like 30 people deep, and you have to just kind of push your way.
But it also pisses me off. I'm going to sound like an elitist here for a second, but it also pisses me off that like people only want to see the Mona Lisa because they've seen it printed on a million things, not because they like know about Leonardo da Vinci or know the history or the backstory or the theories or
100%.
anything. It makes me crazy that it's just because it's recognizable.
I totally agree with you. Yet we're in fucking Paris, so I want her to see the Mona Lisa. So we get up to the front, and I look, and Dylan has popped off to the side, and I'm like, I'm trying to, I'm the dad. I'm trying to take a picture with my daughter at the thing. And she just was over it. She was like, what's so big about that particular painting?
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to explain it to her, and I'm like, well, she said, what makes that specifically big? Because there's so much art in the Louvre. You're like,
you can get lost.
Yeah, it could take a month for you to see everything. And I tried to explain it to her. I was like, like Taylor Swift. She's, people love her because, and so I was comparing Taylor Swift to the Mona Lisa. Yeah. Now, back then, I wasn't so much of a Swiftie, and I am now, and I love her. I think she's very talented. I'm a big fan of hers.
Yeah.
But for me to compare her to try to explain that, and then,
how old was she at the time?
I think 13.
That's an appropriate
14?
comparison to make to try to put it in her. I get where you're going.
But then Dylan went to everybody and was like, he compared the Mona Lisa to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I can totally see Dylan doing that.
Okay,
it drives me nuts because people are only obsessing over it because it is what they've seen and it's familiar and it's the picture, especially now.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, if there's going to be a crowd of people, if something's going to be difficult to see, have it be a crowd of people who appreciate it for what it is in its entirety, not just because it's famous.
Right. And the people are told. This is the thing, rather than it affecting you. And now that same day, these people came running up to me. These family, they're like, "Oh, thank God we found you," And I was like, "Oh, I'm here," And the parents were like, "There's the Mona Lisa, there's the Venus de Milo, there's the thing, all this," and all my fucking kids wanted to do was to see you and take a picture in the Louvre.
Oh, yeah.
So I was, that felt pretty good.
So you just stood next to the Mona Lisa and you took a picture.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so so she shares with the class what she thinks art should be, which is that it's everyone's interpretation and a place to express themselves where words can't. Mr. Larry Tate urges Alex to share with the class what art should be and urges everyone to grab their brushes and paint whatever they want and to be creative, spontaneous, and passionate. TJ responds in a very Disney Channel fashion. "I'll show you passionate," and tries to hit Alex with paint, which she deflects with magic. And then they get into a paint fight, which is the very Disney Channel part.
Which they're having a magic wand
paint fight
in the
and
classroom.
Nobody notices.
Yeah, and then Bill, Mr. Larry Tate, has to be covered with the paint.
Completely covered. But then he steps aside and he's got this really cool paint splatter silhouette thing that is happening. So to reward Alex for her dedication to the class, he promises to go find a real art teacher. And Alex can be, so they explained it. When we see the Mason episode with the art teacher, he explains he's going to go find a real art teacher.
There you go.
There it is. Alex uses her title as deputy of the art class to give TJ a detention slip. And he goes, "I'll show you detention." She goes, "Exactly." And then he has to go. And then we never see him again.
Yeah.
Dragging the dog, Jeremy from science, black hole, you go, goodbye.
Gone.
In the tag, Teresa is back serving customers in the sub shop. And
was Teresa on this episode other than this? No. She's back.
She's just in the tag.
Yeah.
And Justin tells Teresa that Dwayne Johnson is upstairs because Max pretended to have mono orange Josephs. Teresa only cares about fangirling over Dwayne Johnson and runs upstairs to find Max and Dwayne playing video games.
And does the mimicked gag with the tray going up.
Yeah. And he empathizes about Max's condition, and she, just like Jerry, goes along with it and faints in his arms so that he will catch her. Chelsea returns and tells Dwayne that mono orange Josephs isn't real. He drops Teresa and takes Max's video game controller, saying, "Ever since he got famous, this keeps happening, and you people are sick." And that's the whole episode. You guys are sick with mono orange Josephs, which doesn't exist. There's no telephone, no internet.
So when Maria faints, you guys have to watch this. When Maria faints, she faints forward, and he goes to grab her, and his arms are right close to the jewels here on the chest. What do you call them?
Tits. Jewels.
I don't know what to say.
I mean, I can say
boobs
tits.
okay?
Boobs are fine.
But you
Chesticles.
say, look at those tits. What do you say?
Because I'm crass. I don't know.
What's another?
My grandma's not proud. She's not.
I'm just trying to say.
My whole family's like, "Curse Les,
but
you're
him
so
catching
whatever."
her right
yeah, it
there,
was close. It was close. But his hands are so massive, and her waist is so small.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 + 1 = 2. You know. But thankfully he didn't. But okay, so here's the question for the episode, and then we'll wrap up this sweaty chaos of a rewatch. 2 questions. Hold on. Okay, so who is someone you would geek out about if you had mono orange Josephs? and they came to visit you.
So like my
and
celebrity.
it can't be TC, it can't be Nicolas Cage, and it can't be Keanu Reeves. You've already said those.
Who would I geek out?
Yeah.
Usually it's
who would you want to come to your telethon?
Well, I'm a big fan of Pink Floyd and Roger Waters, but let me say this. Alive or dead, or it has to be alive?
Alive or dead. Let's do that.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh. So you'd be like, so what the fuck is the deal about this fucking Mona Lisa shit?
But there was so much. I mean, it's funny you say the Mona Lisa. Again, but I was in, I don't know if it was Florence or where, but there's a Leonardo da Vinci museum with all his inventions.
Yeah.
I mean,
people don't,
the helicopter, there were so many things. If you guys look online, there were so many things that he came up with that where you're like, how did you think of that?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, literally, not literally, whatever, but thinking out of the box.
Yeah.
You know, he really thought out of the box, which was super cool. Okay, who would you want to see when you had
Orange Joseph?
a mono rash? I changed it. So.
It's weird. Who would I want to see? Again, I always ask you these questions and I don't come up with answers for myself. I would want to come to my telethon for Mono Orange Joseph's.
Wait, good morning.
I know.
Wait, while you're doing that, I'm going to say this. Who played the quarterback for the Colts?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's who I would want to be at my telethon, is that guy. Whatever his name is.
I can't find it. Okay, go.
Romo? Not Tony Romo.
No.
No, my family's going to be so ashamed because I should know this. This is how we're going to, this is captivating podcasting right now.
But listen, I mean, everybody obviously knows.
Hey guys, come on a podcast and watch us Google this.
I can't do this. Wait, are you still thinking?
No, that's the person I want.
Who?
This person, whatever his name is, that's who I want at my telethon. That asshole. Who is that guy?
All right, hold on.
It's got to be, hold on. No, is it the really large? Well, they're all really large.
They only have
the brothers. There's like two brothers.
The two brothers.
I know which one you're talking
Somebody
about.
Somebody help me, Dylan, look it up because I can't find it.
Dylan has checked out. He's in the parking lot driving home. No, hold on, we're going to find it. Brothers football. That's what we're going to put. That's going to give me a lot of shit. That's going to give me the
other brother
Swift
played for the Jets, I think.
I don't know anything about that.
What? Manning. Peyton Manning. Oh, fuck my brain. Okay, Peyton Manning. He is so funny. You watch his commercials?
No, you know where I've seen him is on the roasts. Like he did like the roast of like.
But he's funny. He's good,
funny.
right?
He's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I apologize.
But I want Peyton Manning to be on my.
I'm gonna go take a shower.
Yeah.
God, what is this?
We're gonna go unscrew our brains and dump this one out. It's like I have an aversion
to this podcast right now. Listen. Did you say? Oh, you want Peyton Manning to come to your roast?
Yeah. Right. To my roast, my Mono Orange Joseph's roast.
Oh my God!
There's nothing like a roast for a disability.
I meant your thing. You know what? Let's end the podcast now. End
the chaos. End the
over.
Chaos. Run away.